Okay, what's going on, everyone? I was just kind of pretty bored this evening, and I realized this mower, this go-kart, it's pretty bad. Like, it's a pretty good frame and stuff, but it's made out of wood, and it has no resale value or anything like that. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna turn it into a metal go-kart. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So I'll show you the materials that we have. So I'm going to try using all of these materials that I collected from this 110cc Geo Quad. So pretty much this, all of this is from the quad. And then we have one piece of heavy duty angle iron, very lightweight angle irons. I have this mounting bracket from a snowboard armature, and I'm going to use that as my engine plate. And I have a couple of these pieces of spare metal. And then you say, oh, we only have one tire. I think I'm going to use either these tires or these tires for the front. And then this for the engine. And then, I'm not too sure. But like, I have everything in here. I have tie rods. I actually have a steering this time. Instead of like a piece of metal. So I actually have a nice steering. So that's been pretty awesome. A lot upgraded since my last builds. And then for the metal, we have not for the metal. So these are the tools we have: welder, socket set, and then what are they called? Grinder and trolley drills. So let's get started. Okay, first thing that we have to tackle is to take apart this frame for any bit of really salvageable metals. Like, I wish this piece wasn't so thick, so I would be able to use that, but no. I'm going to try sticking with this stuff. So you have this, that, this here, this. It's a lot of small pieces that we get weld together. It won't be the strongest, but let's give it a go. And always remember, safety glasses. Okay, this is gonna take a bit, and my camera's about to die, so I'll get back to you when I have it all cut up. So what I'm doing here, I connected this axle on here, and I'm gonna cut this whole back part off, and I'm gonna cut this and then this, so I could have that straight, and I'm gonna weld the axle like straight like that, so it's like straight frame almost. It's gonna be a little bit skinny, but I don't really have the metal. But if you have the metal, you can do it a lot simpler. You can really just make a little rectangle, and that would be a lot easier. But since I don't have any metal on hand, this is as best as I'm gonna get. Eventually I will make a go-kart with square, because that would be a lot easier. But since I don't have that, we're gonna do this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tighten this bolt, cut all that top part off. But since I need to charge the battery on this, and I need to get the tool for the grinder right there, it's gonna be a little break. So I'll be back to you when I have, I guess, this thing cut off. So here we go with all the pieces cut off. I kept the arm stands up, the leg stand things, just to keep it a little bit wider. So so I'm gonna figure out how to get a seat. And then I'm gonna mount the front, like the front sewing arms I have. But then I'm only gonna put one on, so I don't have the top part for the springs anymore. So I can't really have suspension. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So we have this. We're gonna go throw these front arms on. So, since this thing is kind of a pain in the butt here, like these, since they have pivoting, and I don't want it to pivot, I need to cut the whole thing off. I'm not talking about the steering wheel, by the way. I'm talking about these. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut both of these off, and then we're gonna pop that little spindle thing here out of that. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Cut them off because I wasn't gonna figure. I couldn't figure out how to get those off. So now we're gonna make a kind of a bracket, kind of like this, but a bit bigger. And we're gonna mount it like this. So we're gonna cut, I don't know, probably like this much here, and then probably the same amount of an arm. No, not that one. This one. So I have that bracket like this, so where I'd cut right there, whatever, and then I'd have like a pretty much bigger size of that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just cut it, and then I'll get back to you when. They're just a little hot, so I have to grab them with the pliers. If you see, this one's a little bit smaller. I didn't mean to do that, but who gives a crap? So like this would go, or will go, like this. So we're gonna do that right now. We're gonna weld that up. I'll record that. It's just tacks.
Oh, it's tacks. Dude, what the fuck happened to this tire? Who's badass?
Smells mint.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Smells really gross. Oh, it's on fire.
Okay.
Oh wow, it started skipping. My poor camera.
What happened? It started skipping.
Oh, I don't know why I did
Let me
that.
weld. I'm a professional welder.
Should have welded that.
You can break it off right now since it's hot. Yeah?
No.
Watch this.
No. It's just where I welded it.
Oh.
It's not the weld itself.
But if you use it, it's still hot, you can break it off.
Ear sparkles.
What?
Ear sparkles.
On sparkles?
Ear sparkles.
Oh. I used to have it.
It's so bad, it just skips.
Avery, when you have bad internet, disconnect this to you. Just have to go to the road. It's full boards at the road.
Yikes, those are big welds.
All right, so there we go. That's the bracket right there. That's pretty much it. Okay, so it's actually pretty good together. Like it's coming together. I obviously don't have the front tires mounted, but the back tires are mounted, and so I'll have to weld that axle there straight, and then eventually I'll have to weld those A arms straight, so they, it's an A arm. There's no suspension, so I don't know, they work too good, but that looks pretty sick. Seat would be down there, and I'll put like a bar here. I'll extend it around because the engine's gonna have to go right there. And that's pretty awesome, actually. So I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna seat that engine right there. I'm not gonna mount it or anything. I'm just gonna let it see how it would look. This is how it's sitting right now. Engine's on. This is not the right seat. Well, it might be actually. This is just a lawnmower seat for now. This thing is actually pretty sick. From this morning to this at around 9 o'clock. It's a pretty big changes going on here. See you tomorrow.